Hello, I'm headed to the mall because I'm going to meet my friend Kelly, who comes to the movies with me all the time, and that's what we're going to go do today. We are going to see I Feel Pretty. I don't know how I feel about seeing that movie, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll see what's funny. I'm going to go into it with no expectations, and maybe it'll be good. I left Nick and Ryder over at Toys R Us. We were just there. I didn't vlog in Toys R Us. Just didn't feel like it. And then I met with my cousin and her son, and we were chatting for a bit. If you're watching this, Melissa, hello. And then we went to Shoppers Drug Mart, and we did a few things. So now I'm just headed to meet her right now. Something just happened. Okay, so I just got home from the theater, and wow, it is so dark in here all the time. I can't film in the office because my husband's doing something, and then in the living room it's just fighting with a 5-year-old to do anything, so I don't even know if you can see me. It's so dark. Oh, well, as long as you can... Oh, there. No? Okay. How about that? Is that better? Okay. Anyways, I just got back from seeing I Feel Pretty, and I wasn't in love with it. I did have no expectations going into it whatsoever. My friend really did. She's like, oh, it's going to be so funny and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, is it though? And of course, it wasn't. There was like maybe 6 of us in the theater, and I think I laughed maybe twice. Maybe twice. I didn't hear any other laughter at all from people, like at all. I don't know. I can't really explain. I didn't hate it, okay? I didn't hate it, but I also didn't love it. The message was clear that, you can be confident no matter what you look like, blah, 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 blah. But I just didn't like the way that people looked at her, and that was my problem going into it. I didn't like the way that people looked at her when she was like, oh, look at me, I know I'm beautiful, and I know I could be a supermodel, and blah, 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 and they were looking at her like, yeah, you're fucking ugly. And I hated that. Like, I really hate that. Because she's not ugly, for one thing, and she's got a pretty okay body. Who cares? Like, really, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. And, like, I'll give you a little bit of spoiler alert that, so I'll give a spoiler alert. If you don't want to watch the rest of it, just shut it off now if you don't want to know what's going to happen. Can't see why that would happen, but anyways. So she hits her head at Spin Cycle, and then all of a sudden when she comes to, she feels like she's gorgeous, and she looks at herself and she's like, oh my God, look at me and look at my rock hard abs and blah, blah, blah. And then she gets this boyfriend because she's got this confidence, and then this rich guy is all of a sudden in love with her, and she gets her dream job at the beauty place that she works at, but as the receptionist, and she gets invited to all these parties, and she's hanging out with all these models. But then in the meantime, she's dissing her current friends, who I guess are supposed to be ugly, even though it's Busy Phillips is one of them. And I mean, come on, that girl's gorgeous. And then she goes on this trip, and she gets named VP of the company's new brand for Target or whatever. And then she starts, she's almost going to have sex with the guy, the founder's grandson, which is also the brother of her boss. If that makes any sense. Just thought maybe if I could get some more light in here. And then she doesn't at the end because her boyfriend ends up calling bullshit. But anyways, then she goes into the shower for some reason and then hits her head again. She face plants in the shower and then comes to and realizes, oh my God, I'm not gorgeous anymore, and blah, blah, blah. And yeah, I don't know. It's pretty stupid. Because then she loses her boyfriend because they go on a date, and then she tells them that she's not who, she's like, oh, he won't recognize me, and then when he does recognize her, obviously, he comes over to sit with her, and then she pretends, oh, hi, stranger, and I'm just here for my boyfriend, and he's like, well, I'm here meeting my girlfriend, and so then they end up breaking up, obviously, and then she goes to this, because she loses her best friends too, for some reason, and she loses her job too, obviously, and next thing you know, bam, she realizes, oh, I really got to get this job back, and I'm going to be the face of Target's new makeup that this company is launching. So she goes and makes this big, huge speech in front of this party, and then it works. And she realizes, oh man, I was the same person no matter what. It was never magic. It was still me. And then the boyfriend takes her back. The best friends take her back. She gets her dream job as spokesperson of this company for Target, and goes back to Soul Cycle and lives happily ever after, I'm assuming. So the only funny parts were when she was trying to get her job back, and she was like making a fool out of herself. And when she gave the speech about how, doesn't matter what you look like, and, have confidence and everything. I liked that part, and what she said was all dead on. I don't even know what she said, but it was all spot on. Like how when we're little kids, it doesn't matter what we look like, and we don't care, and we, we let it all hang out, and it doesn't matter. But then when we're adults, we're like, oh no, people are going to fat shame us and ugly shame us and everything else. So, yeah. And there wasn't sort of funny part where she enters this bikini contest, and I don't know. Again, I had a hard time with the fact that everyone's like, yeah, I do really want to do that. But then I did also like the fact that they were like, man, you have such good confidence. I can't imagine I really want to be you. But there was that underlying tone that, it's not okay for her to enter a bikini contest because she's not a stick figure and her boobs aren't ginormous. And like at one point, one of the people who greet her as a receptionist is like, oh, you should not be the face of this company, and you shouldn't be the first person that we see, basically, because you're fucking ugly. And like, okay, so my phone just died right in the middle of me talking. So, yeah, I didn't hate the movie, but I didn't like it either. I could hear I think there was like 6 of us in the theater, including us two, and I could hear the people when they were leaving, and the one lady was like, yeah, that movie was really stupid, and even in the previews were so much different than the actual movie, which I know happens a lot, but they cut out the majority of the funny parts, especially from the trailer. So it just kind of didn't, I don't know, just didn't seem, they were trying way too hard, and it didn't hit home. I would have saw this movie on Netflix and at home, and I probably would have laughed and loved it. But in the theater, not so much. I did not pay full price, so that was good. It was cheap day to day, and Kelly and I like to get out and see movies together, at least spend some time together. And when it's a movie that not a lot of people are seeing, then it's good because we can talk and no one will care, because the 2 people were way up front, and then there was 2 people way away from us, and then 2 people behind us, but they were talking throughout the movie, and we didn't actually care. And then we get a chance to look at what's coming next, and then like there's that book club movie, which is one I really actually did want to see. So now we can go see it together. Although I feel like we don't have a very good track record of seeing good movies. I feel like every time I go to see a movie with her, I don't enjoy it. I don't know. Maybe it just is that I just don't enjoy movies as much as I do anymore. I did enjoy Love, Simon, but I didn't love it again. And I haven't seen Ready Player One yet because the book is so good. I just didn't want to ruin it. But I don't know. Maybe one of these days. Maybe tomorrow. Or tomorrow's cheap day at the other theater, so maybe we'll go see it there. Anyways, if you've seen this movie, let me know what you thought of it in the comments below. And don't forget to